Hi guys, I know this is real kind of different, but I forgot to film the intro, so I am back up here filming it for you guys real quick so I can get this video uploaded. But here's a fun, easy, and pretty much affordable Easter look, and it is very different, at least it is for me, because I went out of my comfort zone for this. But I hope you like it, and let's go and get started. Alright guys, so first we are going to start with the Kylie Cosmetics palette, which it's just from her holiday collection 2 years ago, which I am saying in the video right now. Sorry, I was stuttering, I was not ready. But you take the cream color, which is called Sugar Cookie, and you're going to put that all over your lid with a flat brush. I'm using a Morphe one, and I'm just going to be putting that all over my lid, just so it gives like a nice base, so I have at least some color whenever I apply the next colors. Next we're going to the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we are going to be using the color Silk Cream, and I'm going to put that on my crease and outer V. It is that light brown shade right there. And we're going to be using a fluffy blending brush. I feel like that brush just works best just because it layers it on evenly and it's not streaky. And now we're going to go back to the Kylie palette and dip into the shade called Chestnut. And we are going to be using the same fluffy brush. And we're going to be putting that over where we put Silk Cream. Layers on layers. But hey, if you don't do layers, you don't have a good eye look. You can't get a good eye look with one color. I mean, well, you can, but now we're going to go into the 39A palette, the Dare to Create, and use that purple, pinky, mauve color and go over what we just put on. So, like I said, on the crease and the outer V. Try to not get it on your lid, and do a very light hand with this color because it is very pigmented. So you want to go in very light-handed with that. It's just such a pretty color. Like, that's probably like my favorite pink. Like my favorite go-to pink. I just think it's perfect for summer, spring. Then we're going to go back into Chestnut and just kind of lighten up and perfect that pink. And then we're going to go to the Jaclyn Hill palette and use the shade Little Lady, which is a shimmery color, and put that on the inner lid. And I'm going to be using my finger for that just because I feel like it applies it better that way. You can use it on a brush or however you like, but I'm going to be using my finger. And then I'm going to be using a blending brush just to, remove all the harsh edges. And then I'm going to tighten my lash line with the Maybelline Master Precise liquid eyeliner in black. That's probably my favorite liquid eyeliner from like drugstore. It was on my March favorites. A bunch of this stuff was. But I'm just going to tighten that waterline. I don't know why I keep saying waterline. I've done this like so many times, like redoing this voiceover, and I have said waterline. And I mean lash line. But then I'm going to be using for lashes the Ardell Wispies in the multi-pack. It's such a pretty, natural, but very somewhat dramatic lash. Then I'm going to be using the Duo Lash Glue. Excuse the paint on my hands. I was playing with my daughter earlier that day. But I went ahead and did the rest of my face. And for mascara, I did the Maybelline Mega Plush Mascara. And for foundation, I did the Matte Plus Poreless Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in the shade 125 Nude Beige. And then for concealer, I did the Fit Me in the shade Sand Sable. And then for bronzer, just to kind of, give some color to my skin. I use the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and my camera did not want to focus on a couple of these things. And then I set my face with the Meron setting powder, which you can get on Amazon. For blush, I did the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party. I got that for my birthday, like I said, on my March favorites, so I don't know if they have that shade. But I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette and use the shade, I think it's called Jada. And I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line. But I'm going to be applying that with a kind of short smoothing blending brush. I just feel like that applies shadows to the lower lash line a lot better because it's so small and just it hits everything perfectly. So if you were going to be using shadows on your lower lash line, I would advise you to use a brush like that. And to set my face, I'm going to be using the Mario Badescu facial spray. It is by far my favorite and it smells amazing. My husband hates it, but I love it. And for highlight, I'm going to be using the Master Chrome by Maybelline in the shade Molten Gold. And to highlight, I'm going to be using a IT Cosmetics brush. I'm going to be using the concealer in just because I feel like that highlights my face the best. I've tried other brushes, but this one just always highlights my face the best, and that's just what I prefer. But I'm going to be highlighting my cheeks, my nose, and my Cupid's bow, all the necessary places. And then I'm going to be taking a small, kind of tapered brush, I guess you would say, just kind of like where it's like small and kind of pointed. But I'm going to be putting that on my inner corners and my brow bone, just to give my eyes that pop and to lift where my brows are. That's why I'm going to be highlighting my brow bone, which is kind of self-explanatory, but I went ahead and explained it for you. And now to control my crazy ass brows, I'm going to be using Control Freak by NYX, and just gonna brush through those bad boys just so they're not as crazy. And then for my lower lashes, I'm going to go back with the Mega Plush Mascara by Maybelline and just make them babies look pretty, long, somewhat presentable, because they need it. And then for lips, I'm going to be using the NYX, I think it's pronounced Lingerie, in the shade Natural. And then the NYX, I think they're called Soft Matte Cream in shade Prague. And putting Prague on the middle parts of my lips. And then I'm going to kind of bring it all together with the Natural. Sorry, I have the hiccups. So it gives like a nice kind of brown mauve-y color. I think it all comes together like perfectly. It's actually like my favorite duo. And that concludes the video. I hope you guys liked it. It was a very fun, very affordable. The only kind of like expensive things that you would be using is the Jaclyn Hill palette and, well, my Morphe brushes that I was using. They're not that expensive, but I mean, it's really up to your preference. But those are about the only expensive things, really. But the rest is pretty much, you know, it's pretty affordable and basically drugstore. But the reason why I was using those two lipsticks was because a shade that I had tried using earlier, it was way too light, so I had used those two and it came out perfectly. I'm so glad that I did it. But the look just turned out perfectly, and I hope you guys like this. It was a very nice, very fun Easter look. I went out of my comfort zone a little bit just with the blue because I have not used that shade. But please like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get my notifications. And I will link my Instagram down below. But I will see you guys next time. And thank you for watching.